fit under the windowsill, so we call it an undersill tank. So you interlink a couple of 1100s or 3 1100s and you end up with 3,300 litres, etc. Okay, that is the 3,000 litre slimline tank, and that section there is this section here. Okay, so you can imagine the strength that is in that slimline tank. It's only 840 millimeters wide, 2.3 meters long, and 2.1 meters tall. Okay, so it goes down the side of the house. You can again interlink them, etc., etc. But that's basically the most popular slimline tank that we make at this particular time, using that patented technology. This leads us into the underground tanks, available in a 1,600 litre, a 3,000 litre, and a 5,000 litre. Again, you can interlink them, so you can have whatever volume you want. Now bear in mind that these tanks, the ingenuity about them is the shallow excavation, the compact size of them. So there's a very, very little excavation, and totally stable and fully trafficable. All right, so you can drive over them. So you can put them in a driveway, you can put them on a carport. Again, you don't have the angle of repose problem, so even if the carport's already built, but you haven't thrown your slab down yet, you can still get in there, dig the hole, and put in a 5,000 litre tank without a problem. Okay, this is just an example of comparing our 3,000 litre tank with a common or garden concrete 3,000 litre or another poly type 3,000 litre tank. We don't have to have the angle of repose issues because our excavation depth is less than 1.5, so we fly under the radar as far as all the legislation is concerned about digging holes. You can see that you're going to have to excavate about 31 cubic meters to get a 3,000 litre standard type underground tank, whereas ours you're only going to have to excavate 7.6 meters. Okay? So it's a massive saving, not only in space, but in your actual job of excavating and getting the product into the ground. It's a very, very simple installation. This is an installation in North Fremantle. You can see that there's a boundary wall, there's a row of trees, and there's the structure or dwelling or whatever it might be. We've interlinked seven tanks in a row, and you can look at the space, how compact the space can be, and how many tanks you can actually put in there. That is not in a trafficable area, so we just have a standard pedestrian manhole which takes a 150 kilo point load. They're the different sizes, the 1,600, the 3,000 and the 5,000. You'll see that the 5,000 is only about 2.89 meters long by 2.3 meters wide, and you can see the tank height is only 950, but once you've put the riser and the lid on, you're way below 1.5 meters. Okay? In a fully trafficable area, we recommend that we have about 600 millimeters of earth covering over the tank, including the slab, which obviously spreads the load even more, which then at 1.5 meters makes it fully trafficable up to 3.5 ton axle load, which is like an 8-ton truck. This just shows you a typical application with downpipe feeding the tank, and then obviously rainwater going back through a type of controller back into general cleaning, toilet and laundry. So there's the blue rehow pipe that goes back in there to the toilets and laundry. Again, rainwater in the tank, you'll be using rainwater in your utilities. No rainwater in the tank, you switch automatically back to main through your controller. Very simple, seamless system. Quite important though in these systems to ensure that you have good clean water coming back into your tank, because the last thing you want is your toilets leaking, dirt on the seals, or your pump having a problem actually pumping dirty water. So our Supra filter system, which was developed and patented again in Germany this time, and we just bring those straight in from Germany. Quite a clever contraption. I'll start with this little section here. First of all, the tanks are fully accessible, so you can actually get into the tank should you ever have to decontaminate or repair or service it or get the pump out or whatever the case is. It's one of the things that will be covered in the new underground tank standard, which will give some other underground tanks a bit of a challenge. The beauty about this system though, that's just like a quick release Velcro type strap. So you just release the Velcro and then lift this pump system out, that siphon elbow stays behind. So in other words, you remove this whole thing out through the hole, through the manhole, and then you've got full access. So there's no tools, there's no thread tape, there's no hacksaws, there's no glue, there's nothing. When you want to reassemble it, you simply drop the filter back in place, butt join there with the Velcro strap, and you're back in business. This is a 0.35mm stainless steel mesh filter. Now it's a very, very fine filter, but the beauty about it is that it's got a 95% yield of flow, which means 95% of the water coming into the tank will actually drop into the tank. All right? The other 5% will keep pushing whatever debris might be on the edge of the filter down into the stormwater where it was going to go in the first place. Okay? Even more clever, once the tank is full and it's sitting at this level, the full flow of the rain water flushes the filter and cleans the filter. So it's a self-cleaning filter. You do have access, however, to obviously check it every 3 months or whatever the case may be, but it's generally self-cleaning, and again a very fine filter with a high yield. Again, that filter can handle 350 square meters of roof. All right? So you have no problem as far as the capacity is concerned. This is a typical application of an underground system where you have a submersible pump in the tank, you have your controller and an optional pressure vessel, which we recommend, which basically gives your pump a soft start. It also, if you have a slight leak somewhere or a dripping tap or whatever, it stops the pump from hunting, switching on and off, switching on and off. So it is an energy saver at the same time. Again, typical application for above ground, same system, submersible pump. It's out of sight. You don't hear it. It's just the most sophisticated way of doing it. We still have a problem with this